Oh, I forgot that. I forgot it went that late. All right. Bomb's lab is so late now in my route.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like Bomb's lab is like after
yeah, it is, yeah.
I'm like, I knew it was later, but dang.
You're like, we're gonna put this off to the very end.
Yeah,
It's
don't
cool
need
that you can
build
do
till the
that.
end.
Yeah.
That might not be an option here.
Hey,
That's up there.
could you do me a huge favor and just click on a couple of squares? I just want to make sure that your actions are showing up on the stream.
Sure.
Thank you
Just
so much.
did it.
Say again.
I just did it.
Oh, okay.
So you should see some movement.
Doesn't seem to be showing. Oh no, I guess I meant so on the bingo sync.
Oh,
So-
bingo thing. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, select a couple and just hopefully it'll just show right
Yeah,
up.
You picked red. I picked green, I guess.
Okay, sweet. There it is. We are all set. That's awesome. Thank you, Mecca. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get things going. I'm gonna transition so everyone can see this screen.
Hey, Ria.
Cool. Hey, Ria.
Great.
Um,
Being restreamed on Elevated, we're going to do a bit of a casual race. So duck over onto Elevated stream if you're not there.
So, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. I'm your host, Ellervated. With me today is Mecha Link.
Hello, everybody.
Yay! So it's Mecha Link and I are going to race again. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, this is All Events Monthly. Basically, there's a game from 1999 called Legend of Mana. And it's really awesome. It's actually about to be remastered in 4 days. We're about to have a re-release of that, which would be really cool. And we call it All Events Monthly because we are going to try to complete all events. I say try because there's 68 events, and on this bingo board, there are a few opportunities to oh, thanks, Utopic. Yeah, I think that was intentional on Mookie's part to create a bit of overlap for interest. But
It
yeah.
shouldn't interfere with either of the relevant texts, but
What's that?
right, like all the relevant stuff is in different positions, so it should be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so even though usually Mecha and I would try to complete all 68 exactly, this time around it's a little different because, like, for instance, on the bingo card, if Mecha wants to select Kill Pee-wee Birdie, then technically he would fail the Pee-wee Birdie event, but he would be, following the rules of the bingo. So I have that command if anyone wants to refresh themselves on that. But yeah, so basically we'll try to complete all events and beat the Mana Goddess like normal, but we also need to get a bingo 5 in a row in any direction. And yeah, it's gonna be really awesome. So without further ado, let's see. So
Wait, actually, L, I just realized before we started, I had a pronoun change, so I'm he, any now.
Oh, that's right. That's fine. I can change that right now.
Yep, I'm sure. Just before we started, I realized that it was still he, him.
I appreciate
No
that.
big deal.
I can make that change in less than 10 seconds. You said any after the slash?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, / any.
Sounds good. Done. Good. That should update now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really happy for Mecha to be here and for everyone else to be here. So yeah, let's get going. Mecha, anything you want to add?
So our base route right now is the same one that I ran a couple months back, or like more or less. But but who knows what's gonna happen with this bingo card. Let me glance the bingo card one more time. So I think I have a plan. We'll see. We'll see what happens with some of the random ones.
Right? It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
to say the least.
I do think if I hit candy, my plan changes for sure.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, if I hit, I'm not sure about Zero ST hit it down. But if I hit get candy, like I think the plan is definitely that plan definitely changes. But we will see. So we're doing a double bingo, right?
So we're just doing a single bingo, I think, and
Okay.
whichever we can both get the same squares, no worries.
Yeah. It's not a lockout, as you would say.
Right, not a lockout. Which
yes,
maybe in the
single
future
bingo,
we do that.
No lockout. All right.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I guess I should add that this might be the first ever Legend Mana bingo race, so it probably won't be perfect, but we're still gonna have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there is one more thing I want to add, and then all it is that we will be doing a raffle when there's some breaks. There's probably only time for like 2 this time around, but I have it all set up to do a raffle during the 2 long breaks, the Jumi 5-minute long break and the Fairy, 5-ish minute long break. And to be eligible, you just have to be in chat. You don't have to subscribe or follow necessarily. You got to be in chat, and we'll ask you to type the word Golem, all lowercase, into chat, and enter that at a certain moment. And we'll roll the dice and see if anybody wins a sticker. So yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, there we go. I want to at least have a timer up. Can I load my splits correctly or not? Oh, I know my splits are off, but at least I'll have some.
Yeah, that'll be good. After this race, you'll have them kind of revamped.
Okay.
What was something else popped into my mind was this time around, maybe next time we can fix this, but I still haven't come up with a good enough method visually to show which event we're on. But that's something I want to do in the future, where you could easily see what event Mecha's on and what event I'm on. But I guess this time we can easily just kind of mention from time to time, hey, we're on 34 of 68 or whatever.
Yep.
All right, cool. Mac, you want to count us down?
Let me bring up my notes for sure. All right. All right, no, I think my notes are correct, and I have my secondary set of notes in case they're not. So, it looks like we were both ready. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bingo.
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 So yeah, we're gonna place home 1 up and 1 left of the default position. So this intro that we're skipping right here is new, right, Mecha, in the remaster?
Yeah, well, they recently released what the new intro is going to look like. So yeah, the intro has changed in the remaster.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a nice intro.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's right, like it's not this whole like tornado theme thing, right? Like that this one is.
Mm-hmm. More anime style.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm still kind of waking up. It was a long night last night. Just a side note that our older cat, Ozzy, he just became diabetic, like kind of almost overnight. So it's been a long few days, and
yeah, I saw that you were dealing with some stuff. But apparently the prognosis is good. Just a rough 2 days.
Yeah. Prognosis is good. Definitely rough few days there. Yeah.
my notes because I've forgotten.
By the way, can I just say I love this game.
Oh yeah,
It's just so great.
it's really nice. Let's go. Da, 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 da. The world can be shaped by your imagination. That's a good point, Sproutling.
It'd be cool if we could have said that back to him.
That's a good point. Good point.
So yeah, Mecca and I are gonna be getting our first couple of artifacts. You start off with Sproutling gives you the home, or I'm sorry, you place the home. You kind of just get
you
that.
place the home
Yeah.
just because.
Just because.
And then the Sproutling gives you color blocks.
Yeah, and then you've got 2, and then we're gonna get 2 more in here. So we just start to collect artifacts.
Yep. Islands, do not interrupt.
Right. Rude. So right here, right here, we kind of used Elazul to get the Jade Egg, and then we ditched him so we could pick up Nick to get the wheel.
Because you can get the Jade Egg a little later, or like, but it's easier to get it now.
So I accidentally ran into Sproutling, and so we got the I Hate Sproutlings from Nicola,
no,
which was pretty funny. As long as we don't run into this second Sproutling. So
oh yeah, that was.
Oh, go ahead.
I got
Sorry.
a clean Sproutling. No Sproutlings in the way.
Nice.
They love me today.
All right, so that's all the artifacts we can get now in this area. So we're gonna leave and drop the highway. So Mecha and I will have an opportunity here to get some RNG only bingo. Or not. It's like you get it or you don't. But like Mecha mentioned, it will kind of set the course for what we're gonna plan to do.
Yeah, we wanted a couple of pure RNG ones because it provides a possibility for deviation aside from just us deciding.
Yeah.
Right, because otherwise, we're like, especially in a single bingo, where like we might do the same things, and that's less fun, right? So
Right.
the chance to like throw a little wrinkle into our decision processes was seen as a positive rather than negative.
Oh yeah.
Rabite 2, Rabite 3.
Right. I already lost count. I think I've already done 2 or 3. 3, I guess.
You get 3. 4. You get 4 in the initial sequence.
Oh, cool.
And then I think you get your 5th, I think you get your 5th when you're going to Gaius.
Okay, nice. That's right. 5 at Gaius.
Yeah, so it's pretty free.
Ooh, I got a clear
the
feather.
center
That's
square
good.
is appropriately a free square.
Yeah. Free, free, free. It's cool to see RPG chicks run over there on Questing for Glory.
Yeah. Always.
It's cool to see this game get some attention. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed. Pure RNG. Yeah, we didn't get it. So yeah, I hope it happens for you because I want chat to see.
I went too far down. Went way down. No luck.
Oh well. It's really hyper when you get it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, I got the money synchro, which never happens for me.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Hey, yeah, so if you want, you can explain the poverty skip.
Right, so Nick asks for 300 lucre to buy the garbage that he sells you, but this is so early in the game you don't have it, right, generally. But Nick's synchro is that enemies drop extra money on kill. So if you get that on this, it drops 2 extra big coins. And that's sometimes often enough to get over that 300 threshold, which is skip some text, right? Like if you don't have the money, Nick's like, "What? Turn out your pockets. Surely you have the money."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't have the money. Like, and you'll see that for me for sure. What? You don't even have 300 lucre? Pull out your pockets. You don't have enough. That's all right. This is a one-time only offer, right? It's 4 extra boxes of text, right? Like if you're too poor. Right, so it is a minor time save to get the synchro here, as long as the money comes down a place you can collect it.
Yeah. So yeah, earlier Mecca mentioned Gaius, which is a wisdom. We're gonna go see that wisdom right now with Dana, who is a demi-human cat lady. She's pretty cool. And when we go talk to Gaius, we'll get a gift from Dana, which is really cool. It's a forbidden ring, which in a casual playthrough would make it so that you can share experience that you get with your team members, I think.
Yep. And make all experience that you get evenly divided. They still get the full amount if they get a crystal,
yeah.
but yours are evenly divided between all teammates.
Cool. So it's pretty cool. I mean, especially for like a just casual playthrough. But since we're not going to use it like that, we'll sell it for a pretty massive amount of money early game, 3,000 lucre.
Yeah, it sells for a lot. It's also useful once you're at level 99, so at least the crystals aren't going to waste. Like if you're in the no future world.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had good pet RNG, so that was
Nice.
positive. So in the
Time to roll the
remaster,
dice.
what's that?
Since we used only the dice berry, the pet thing is rolling the dice.
Yeah,
Or like
sure.
setting down the dice.
Yeah, I can't wait to fool around with Ring Ring Land for the first time at the pet area.
Yeah, I definitely want to see what Ring Ring Land's got for us.
Yeah.
The other mini game that can give out stuff is a little too late game to be useful.
Yeah.
But we'll see where Ring Ring Land comes in.
Is the other game Shad Hole something or other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Shadow Zero game.
Cool. Which, man, I could see that on the bingo card one day.
Yeah.
Pretty
And
much
then
anything that's
there's
fun.
also the question of where the memory card syncs happen, right?
Right.
Where like getting the chocobo, the special Saga Frontier 2 sword, the one that doesn't have any kind of even correspondence is the fastest wheel.
Right.
Like there's just no way to get the fastest wheel without that chocobo racing save.
Right. Gosh, that would be so cool if you could. But are you saying that might be the case with the remaster?
Yeah, I mean, but without the save system, where like there's no way to get it, right? Like,
right.
So the question is, what are they going to do? Are they going to just say like fastest wheel doesn't exist in the remake,
right.
which they could do,
they totally
or
could.
are they going to do it that it's just we get that scene instead, right? Like it's just that scene because it happens at a specific time, right? Like after Legend of Skippy. Yeah. Right, like after Legend of Skippy, if you go to Polpoto with the Chocobo Racing save, you get fastest wheel and a little bit of a cutscene.
Right. So you got to do it at the right time as well.
Right. Like it's a late game thing because it's past. You know, it's
they
after
could
Legend.
Always show it, but you wouldn't need the save. Right. It just happens at a certain time.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah. But then, what does the fastest wheel actually do for you?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Because it's been I don't have a Chocobo Racing save, so I've actually never gotten it myself. I'd have to go and check on the like an emulator, right?
Yeah.
All right. Nope, wrong direction. I was gonna mark 5 rabbits and I misdirectioned.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right there with you because I'm gonna try to do it right now too. Hopefully before I need to take control again. Yay, we're both on the board.
Both on the board.
Woo! Yeah, and it's completely anyone's game because there's just so much that can happen in this game. And with the bingo, it makes it even...
It's a 7-hour run, right?
Yeah,
like...
exactly. A lot can happen. And with bingo, it's even more iffy. So it's like...
Yep.
It's going to be really cool. So do you do table skip anymore? Or do you have to not do table skip to get the camera right?
I've still been trying to do table skip.
Okay, cool. So when we say table skip, I didn't actually do it this time, but you can cut straight across and save some frames, maybe even a second, instead of going underneath the table. Aha, Temple of Healing is the word precarious, or
yeah, precarious is a good word for it.
Yeah, just like looks like it could fall at any moment, or held up by prayer is the joke I think we made.
Yep. Like they could do like flying buttresses or like something, right?
Yeah,
like, but
that would be cool.
Like, nope. All the weight is pointed straight down.
Oh boy. So yeah, a lot of running back and forth in this, talking to people, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to figure out what the Flame of Hope is. And who's this Sandra person? So yeah, Ruben's here is a Jumi, or Jumai. How do you say it?
Jumi. I say Jumi.
Yeah. And
I essentially assuming the Japanese pronunciation. Ju
okay, yeah.
and me.
That seems legit. I like it. But they're a race of people in this game that have a jewel kind of core, kind of like heart or essence, that if that's removed, they die. But people find those things. I guess you could you might be able to liken it to ivory or something, but not really. But like, you know, you get the ivory, yeah, you can sell it for money, but you've killed something. In this case, a being, a sentient being.
Yep. Yeah, and the implication later is that Jumi cores have magic inherent to them, so it's right, like it is because it's a magical world. It's not just sort of like Ivory's folk magic or whatever. It's like legitimately like you can get some magical power if you gank a Jumi, in theory.
Yeah.
And that's something that people did in the past, not so much anymore.
Yeah. That's what some of the wars were over, right?
They involved it at least. It's there's a lot of war in the backstory of Fadiel.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to keep it all straight sometimes.
Yeah. Is there like a Bible thing that you can read all the mana lore from beginning to end, or?
You mean in the real world or in the game? Because in the game there is a lore encyclopedia in essence in the library.
Right.
So you can get a lot of lore out of it. But
I guess I meant in real life with like more detail.
I don't know about the real life thing. I know a number of people who are really mana collectors.
Yeah.
Right, like Magical Gnome being one of them.
Oh yeah.
Like they would know for sure if any of those things are actually Bibles, right?
Yeah.
Like of lore.
Right.
I'm less knowledgeable about that.
So yeah, unfortunately Ruben's dead, but we will see him again, I think.
Yeah, we will.
And that animation right there is kind of what you see. You'll notice that animation is specific to like jewel related enemies or beings, because like when you kill when a jewel beast spawns or you kill it, it makes that same animation, something like that.
Yeah. Oh. Forgot to talk to Ruben first.
Okay, so 3,000 for the Forbidden Ring. Popple Cotton is an item. So in this game, you often need specific items. For instance, there are events where you can collect items. And when you have all those items, you can beat that event. Also, there are events like some of the Watts event where you have to have a particular item on you to beat that event. It comes into play. If you don't have it, you got to go get it. So there's stuff like that in the game, and then there's another event where there's a list of objects that we get, and some of them you get randomly in drops, and if you do that, you save time versus purchasing it. So there's a lot of different things like that you might see. So that's why we bought the Topple Cotton and the Mana Stone. Of course, the Mana Stone is going to be for our weapon tempering that we do later. Because this run is all about a really strong weapon that is possible through the amazing forge and tempering system of this game. It's how we're going to be able to do, like, basically one-shot everything soon enough.
Yeah, so it takes an hour and change.
Yep,
Before
in about an hour.
The hammer starts to show its power.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Dragon18, thanks for the good luck. Welcome.
Ow. Ow.
I will catch you, Sandra.
Oh no, she's hot.
Hey, RPG Hero. Welcome. Yeah! Races. Races are always so much fun to watch. And or participate in. Yep, Dragon 18. 3.5 days, 4 days. Oops. Well, I'm off step count.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're headed to Medora Beach.
It's no Final Fantasy V, so you're fine.
Exactly. Woo!
Classic, entire game is step routed, can't be recovered.
Oh my god. The sole
there's some
reason I
games
haven't
you
learned that
recover the
run.
step route. It says, like, Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 5 are just like, nope, you blew it. It's over.
Yeah, reset, rip run.
Rip run.
Yep, it's true.
And
I've
Final
been thinking
Fantasy
about
1
it,
is a
but
hard rip run because it's a fully RNG manipulated route. In Final Fantasy 5, it's survivable, but it's so much of a time loss that, like, yeah.
yeah. Die. Alright. So we just picked up some scissors right there, which is an item that...
It's a good item.
It's a great item, and you can get it on the beach to drop pretty easily. And so you'll hear us talk about items like Giant's Horn, scissors. These items can be used as like a goes on at the end for the tempering, and it boosts damage massively. So, for instance, the scissors are good for a specific type of weapon, like the axe. And since we're using a hammer, we will be caring more about the Giant's Horn. But yeah, they're really special items. Yes, very excited. Yes, RPG. So we learned Counter-Strike, and we learned Super Slugger. Counter-Strike is actually on the board as Counter-Strike an enemy or a boss.
What?
So that'll be cool. You'll get to see Counter-Strike used. It's a really cool, a really strong ability. Woo! Big baby didn't troll.
Yeah. Take that, big baby.
Yeah. I'm kind of passively going for the Kingwoods at home. I'm not doing a super great job, but I'm trying. Kapow, for sure. You're pretty sure a speedrun has no weapon building? Well, this one does. What do you
All
think?
events does. It is so long a run that you get paid back.
Yeah, so this category is different than the 3 story arcs. Individual ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we got penguins at home, but we tried.
But yeah, both this run and all stories do it because they're long enough and they have to go there to some degree anyway. Ferry is the only route that kind of has to go to the mines in any sense. So Ferry's the only one you can kind of sneak it in, except that like you barely do anything after going to the mines, right? Like, and you have to do an extra quest. Right, so like for Fairy, it's just not worth it. But for all stories and all events, right, like it's routed so that you do it as early as possible and therefore get the most out of it as possible. And you get a lot out of it in this run, including the Tropicalo kill. So like, while yes, it makes sense that you should skip it in a speed run, this run is so long that you get paid back.
And we don't really have any other we haven't learned how to get out of bounds or anything fun like that in this game yet.
Yeah, there's very minimal like glitch skips type stuff, right? Like there are a few, but by and large that's not a thing here. So combat speed is a huge part of how you make this game faster.
Yeah, and then if the hammer specifically for the US version, I think has the best growth.
I think it has the best growth in both versions, but yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, the hammer's just... You'll see. You'll see what we can do with it, and your jaw will drop. Because we don't really spend that much time tempering. 26. I was 4 away, right?
I think so. Hagar!
Oops, I split. I didn't mean to do that. Go drop some artifacts. I might have paused the timer for 1 second. I apologize.
There we go. 2ST Hagar, blah.
Blah. Those suck.
Kind of normal bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not terrible, but normal bad.
There's definitely worse.
Yeah, there's definitely worse. There's way better. But...
So we're dropping all the remainder of our artifacts. Mecha could probably explain better, like, the strategy behind artifact dropping.
Right, so here we're dropping off artifacts for a number of reasons. One is that you always want to have less than two or less artifacts on your plate, quote unquote, plate, the thing that we spin around and have the artifacts on, before you do a medal quest, because usually you get 2 out of any medal quest if you have 2 or less. So
medal quest meaning you also get a piece of metal.
You get a piece of metal if you have all the AFs. Yeah. That's why it's colloquially called that. The second thing is that we want the level that the lateness that you place things and the distance from home determine the difficulty if it has monsters, or the things that are sold there if it has shops. And in this case, the 4th thing we place here has shops, and we want those shops to have specific levels. One of them is for a safety. We want at least land power 14. And the other is for a weapon that we're going to be buying in a second. Yeah, so you guys just saw me pick up the Laurent hammer, which is kind of a in-between hammer to tide us over till we temper. Yep. It does a nice job. Yeah, it does just enough work Where like there's essentially two possible hammers you could buy. You could buy the Laurent hammer, or you could buy a gold hammer, to kind of tide you over. And each of them has different sacrifices. The sacrifice for buying the gold hammer is that your do ink fight is way worse, and we have decided that that's the thing we're not willing to have. We're not willing to make that trade-off.
Yeah, because do ink's animations are super slow.
Yep. If do ink gets an ST or two off on you, it kind of blows.
Yeah.
So we don't let that happen, or we try not to let that happen, and having the Laurent hammer is part of that.
Yeah. With the Laurent hammer, you can just you could do a forward plunge and 4 counter strikes to do a complete kill. And you can avoid a ST. But that's probably gonna... I could see that, like, not being true at some point, and I'm like, wait. Whereas, I don't know, there may be a better method to kill him using spin to keep him from using his STs, I don't know. Oops. Yeah. That was a pretty sweet time. Oh my god. Dragon says you still have the magazines with the walkthrough. Dang. I would die to see that. That's so cool. Which magazine? I wonder. Probably a PlayStation magazine or something.
Yeah, it's probably some PlayStation magazine. We have the Brady Games Guide, the English one, but it's not. It has some flaws, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like we have PDFs of it.
So that's like would be my dream would be to get a legit. I mean, it may not even exist, but like a super detailed, accurate US guide.
Mm-hmm, right, because in Japan we have the Ultimanias, and
yeah,
there was
in Japan you get the
Ultimania.
Yeah.
Right, like there are Ultimanias for lots of games in Japan, but the fact that Legend of Mana has one is kind of where a lot of it's where, Japan knew about how tempering worked once they bought the Ultimania. In the US, we did not.
Mm-hmm.
And
RPG
it took us a lot longer to figure out tempering.
Yeah. RPG is pointing out that we have Legend of Mana Kitchen, though.
Yeah, Mom Kitchen was the Yahoo Group's place where people put their temper findings, and where the original that and the GameFAQs boards were the place where the tempering information of the time was found, and eventually someone disassembled the code relevant to tempering and started putting that together into tools. And that's kind of how the US community, solved tempering, for lack of a better word, was the disassembly that was done back in the early thousands.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, until that was done, there was a lot of uncertainty around how things worked. We discovered how aerialites worked very late in the process because they're complicated, right? Like, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm. So, yeah, probably RPG. I would say that... Oh, you know what? Actually, didn't Lom Kitchen get moved over to Reddit?
I think so. I think that they moved to Reddit. There was some archiving done for people, right? But yeah.
So it exists.
Right.
The information's out there.
The biggest part of it was back when we had no tooling and right. Like nowadays, there was a C++ tool made, there was a Java tool made, and nowadays there are multiple JavaScript tools on the internet. By various people that are in essence updated versions of those C++ and Java tools. So tempering is effectively more or less solved for people, right? Like if you want to figure out how to temper, the tools are there now, but 20 years ago, they were not. And there was just a massive game facts guide you had to chew through and understand and get like 80% of the way there.
Yeah. Whew.
There was a time. Good times. Good times.
Good times for sure. So this cave, Mecha Caverns, is used to, we would, even in the original All Events route, we would grind for Earth Splitter right there at that cave door. And so that we don't do anymore. Which is pretty cool that we manage it by purchasing hammers or tinkering.
The previous route kept the Forbidden Ring around for its good defensive effects, which are relevant. Like early game defense is relevant for regen on your body, for a number of things that make like Laban, for example, easier.
Yeah.
Right.
Who could one shot you?
When I kind of pushed more for a money-based route, and that ended up being the route that people are currently working with.
Oops. Yeah. Almost ruined this battle, but I think we're okay. Instead of doing a forward plunge, I did some nonsense. I don't even know what I did.
But you still got 0 SGs?
Yeah.
Well, that's the important thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to do a bingo here. Not a full bingo.
Just to mark something.
Yeah, let's see. Kill a boss using only Counter-Strike.
You did your only Counter-Strikes thing on Duink?
Yeah. I mean, I almost totally screwed it up, though.
Nice.
Yeah.
0 ST and a mono Counter-Strikes. That's good work right there.
Oh, I didn't get a 0 ST, though. Oh, no, I did get a 0 ST. But I guess I can't get that on the bingo because it doesn't specifically... it's only for Hidodama this time.
Right, it's not Hidodama, but
hey,
it was more that we just want... We would love it if every boss was 0 ST.
Oh, yeah. That would be
just
sweet.
that Hidodama is one of the ones where we have the least control over it.
I got both my kitties. I got little Bubby down here, and I got little girl over here. Aww. Awesome.
Hey gang, how's it going?
Hey, we got Gamer Widow here on the couch.
Look at her go after your wires.
Yay. Are you gonna turn my wires up? We got kitty distractions.
Kitty distractions? Come on, kitties!
Yeah, like it's like, yay!
Yeah, cat!
Okay. I hope that I'm actually doing the correct thing here. Yeah, place the firefly lamp. Cool.
Alright, everybody in chat, I'll come check in on you later.
Ow. Mushroom kick me yet?
Oh, I hate that.
Jail for mother.
Yeah, the AI is really good in this game. You can just think that you can take control of this enemy and they will just put you on your ass or something. So it would make sense for me to try to get all encyclopedias, but I'm not sure I know where they all are. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this. I mean, I have a guide. It's a matter of pulling it up. So we're gonna purchase a bunch of stuff. Mecha, do you want to talk about how we're able to purchase so much expensive stuff?
Yep. So part of it is the Forbidden Ring that we talked about. We sold that for 3K early, used a little bit of it to gear ourselves up. And then the other part of it is that the quests that we're about to be on, Gilbert's kind of dumb, and we'll say that repeatedly, but in this case, he's really dumb. In essence, he lets us get away with, we're supposed to sell all the lamps for 3K a piece, or for 1K a piece, he lets us essentially spend all that money on other things. And so we have, the route essentially has 6,000 lucre and change to play with, and that's enough to buy everything we need for tempering. A glow crystal, 4 holy waters, the Vizsla gold itself. Those are kind of the big buys here.
Yep.
That's 5,400, right? Like the things I just named, and that is the majority of our money goes into buying those pieces for the temper.
Mm-hmm.
And we have routed such that Lumina is placed here exactly at the land power necessary to buy that gold. The 18 land power necessary to buy the Vizsla gold. That is why we don't do things earlier, right? Like get access to Lumina earlier, etc. Is because we want Lumina to be this late and this far away, so we can use that money to buy the Vizsla gold we need. Because we used to place the mines farther away, so as a metal quest, it would give us the gold we needed, but that made Laban harder. And Laban is probably like one of the worst bosses in the run.
Yeah.
So by money routing, the other thing money routing did, aside from getting the RNG down, was allow us to start making Laban easier and easier.
Yeah.
And that's progressed to this point where Laban is now level 7, compared to earlier where like Laban had to be at far enough away that you got a metal quest to give you a gold, which is pretty much higher level, much more painful.
But just now trying to think that do I still have time to play the organ?
I mean, you've always got time. You've got time to play the organ until you do White Forest, right? White Forest is where the Dud Bears move in.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So, like that's the place that more or less that might make it impossible to play the organ after that point.
Yeah. So
like,
I need to do it in the next 45 minutes.
Impossible, but it certainly makes it harder.
Yeah. Thank you, Mallow. Anyway. Oh yeah, I guess it can go down there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they may not be into it. Well, I might as well go ahead and get chat to name the pet before I forget. And Mecha can do the same.
Yep.
If you so choose. John, hey, and hey, John says hi to you, Gamer Widow. John, I hadn't been looking at chat. Good to see you, buddy. Okay.
Hey, nice.
Detecting zone.
I'll be on in a little bit to help you guys.
Look. Oh, the cats. Orange cats was
Good enough.
window co-op. Widow co-op. Come on, Dragon 18 says.
And so, as a minor thing, you saw me sell there up to exactly 1,000 because we have one more lamp to sell.
Yeah.
And then the extra lamp gives us the 2,000. We use those 2,000 to buy the glow crystal that we need. We don't need the enormous amount of energy a glow crystal needs, but we need more than we can get any other way. You can't buy gold. You can't buy a gold coin. If you could buy a gold coin, we might not need to buy a glow crystal, but we can't, so we do. It's the only way to get the 64 energy I think we actually need there. Is to get the 90-some energy instead. Because grapes don't do it. Grapes are 48 and they're not enough. Right? Like we need a bigger energy.
Yeah.
So use a glow crystal because it's the only viable energy source at the time that's larger than that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's like the glow crystals 2K, the gold is 2.4, and then 4 holy waters is 1,000, right? 5,400 just sunk into the tempering weapon here. That's another thing. Nobody does the Gaius quest except for us, right? So that's another thing that if somebody else wanted to temper well, right? Like they would have to go out of their way, and we don't, right? So that's another reason why all stories makes a weaker weapon because they don't have to do Gaia's Quest, right? Like all stories does make a strong weapon, but it's not as strong as ours.
Yeah, so
Because
like,
because they don't have to do that quest, so they don't.
yeah. And for us, luckily, it's such a long run that it totally is worth it. You save time in the long run, big time.
Yeah, you save so much time.
So
Watching
much.
any other speed run, like watch any other category and how long it takes to kill bosses.
Yeah.
Right, those boss fights are real slogs, and the ST chance, right? Like even a quick fight for them, right? Like they're kind of praying no STs the entire time. We kill bosses in like no more than 6 hits for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Right. And that's, that is a huge, reduces the chance of getting ST, right? Because every ST is 10 seconds, right? Like, that's just time loss.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so, and then there's one particular place, like, even if it didn't do the Tropicalo thing, it would be worth it. But the Tropicalo thing absolutely sends it over the edge.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, the amount of time we save on Tropicalo with the current weapon route is just obscene.
True. Yeah. I didn't even know it was possible.
Yeah, no, that was something that we found via like seeing it and then picking it apart, and then eventually I managed to find a hammer that could do it.
Yeah. The game. I wonder if the game even knew it was possible because the animation is so funny when you do it. It looks unnatural when you kill it.
Yeah, it looks very weird.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it to be possible.
Yeah.
But it is. So it's legitimately probably just like a minor glitch for the game. Just did not expect that to be possible.
Yeah. Very cool.
And yeah, we'll explain that when we get to Tropicalo in a couple hours.
Right.
But
it'll be a cool battle.
Mm-hmm.
There's a decent amount of RNG because, like for instance, I don't know. I can try to expect what it might do, but I don't know what it might do. The left branch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's moves, but I don't know which one's coming at me.
Yeah. You go on the Essence Buccaneer just to trash the guy's shit.
Yeah,
just
right. Just to hate.
It's like, vibe check, oomph.
True.
Upside the head, your ship sucks. See ya.
Yeah. See ya. I just gave the hate on your ship.
You jump on the ship, you transition 4 screens, you introduce yourself to the captain, and you say, no, your ship sucks.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
All right, bye.
Like, what?
It's good. There's a lot of laughable moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the game has a lot of nice humorous moments interspersed through it. Because, I mean, you're helping a whole bunch of, like, it is side quest the game, right? Like, to be pithy about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of the times you're helping out other people to do stuff, right? And so, right, like, there's a lot of, humor, a lot of, slices of life type stuff.
Yep.
Like you help a family deal with their issues. You get involved in these kids' LARP.
Yeah, right.
Right, like you help a capitalist do his evil work.
Yeah.
Right, like you help a strange cat regain their memory. You help a guy capture some animals. You
find a dog lord.
You save some other ones.
Yeah.
Right, like it's like you do a lot of just kind of, you help El Azul and like, so I mean you do some very serious stuff in this game, and you also do some very silly stuff.
The axe speaks are acting like jerks.
Yeah, so the beaks are mostly counter-strikeable. They have one attack that's just straight, nothing you can do about it, the lightning breath. And that's one of the worst things they can do to you. The other is that they can choose to close in on you after you blammo them away and make your combat, your general combat situation difficult by attacking you from behind.
Yeah.
But those two things tend to be the way that you lose time in axe beaks, because otherwise they are extremely counter-strikeable and die to like 5 counter-strikes with our current hammer, plus the blammo.
Yeah.
So usually not a hard fight, but the RNG can get you.
Yeah, true.
Uh,
Did I miss it, chat? Do you guys have a pet name for me?
you have to redeem for pet names, right?
No, not for
No,
this
not for
bingo.
this. Okay.
Yeah, so, oh, you know, I should do it that way, because then, but then you wouldn't be able to do it. But, chat, you can ask chat to name your weapon. I'm gonna ask chat to name my pet and
Yeah,
weapon.
I want chat to name all my things. Like I want those essentially free squares to be in my decision
Yes.
matrix, so to speak. So I
Yes.
know.
John says you try to get an ass laid. Jackass, a donkey, a centaur ass. Okay, let's see. What do I do next? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, we drop Stone Eye and go to the mines. That's right. Also, Creed, welcome. I saw you there. Shout out Team True. Everybody go check out Creed Plays Games. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, pet name, weapon name for me and Mecha. Doggo? Cool. Done. For who, though, John? We need separate... Or we could both name... Those are just free, and Mecha and I could both name our pet doggo. Good job, Bubby. Okay, cool, yeah. Someone else can name weapon. Weapon is always fun to name.
One breath, not terrible.
Cool. I got one breath as well. I just had to stand there and smell the breath.
Yep. It didn't hit me, just didn't counter.
Heck yeah, Creed. Good to see you.
And so, Ellervated mentioned placing the Stone Eye. So placing the Stone Eye there modifies the mana levels of the caverns, and mana levels affect enemies in the way that you might expect, like elemental weaknesses to. So if an enemy is weak to an element, and that element is strong on the world map for their square, then they are in turn weaker. If they are strong with that element, and that element is higher on the world map for them, then they are stronger, right? So by placing a wet thing near the caves, right, like we are increasing the wetness of the caves, mana-wise, right,
Yeah.
the higher Undine, and that's helping us with Laban's level. That helps us weaken Laban,
Yeah.
right? So that is part of the reason that we, do things the way we do, is to get this case where essentially we get Laban even up. There is 5 points in the things that Laban likes and 5 points in the thing Laban hates, and that is enough to be even up. It is to have it next to home and have it be good for us is actually really hard. So getting it even up is the best I've been able to find for Laban. Maybe someday we'll find better, but right now even up's the best I can do. And it's better than we used to have.
Yeah. Oh, way better. Saban started out pretty good, and now it's getting hard.
And yeah, while you probably won't see that right hand explode and kill us, it can.
Yep.
The higher, especially with higher level Labans, it's essentially like a Final Fantasy bomb style explode, where it's just like, I'm gonna take my HP and throw it at you.
Totally.
And it's a
Self-destruct.
lot. Like, it's a lot, and the AoE is big, and if you get tagged by it at all, you take the brunt, and it'll take off, right, like a good 80-90% of your health.
Yeah, so if you already had a small bit of damage, you're dead.
Yeah, so that's part of why Laban, especially was a PB killer, right? Like, still isn't free, but
Right.
Laban used to be higher level, right? Like, etc., right? Like, and so. And Tropicala, who he's referenced before, is essentially the same boss, but higher level.
Yeah.
In a smaller arena, right? Like, so that explosion, if that explosion happens in the middle of the screen, you're taking it.
Yeah, right.
Right. And that's
true.
one of the huge problems with old Tropicala, was that very much a run killer. Yes, you're 2 to 3 hours deep, and oh, by the way, there's a boss that can one shot you.
Oof.
And you have to risk being one shot, like 12 times. Like,
And you can almost beat it and then die.
Yeah, and lose all. And like, Legend of Mana is nice. It lets you, restart right at the beginning of the battle, but right at the beginning of the battle is, 2-3 minutes ago, again, in a Laban fight or a Tropicalo fight. Like, maybe more. Those are definitely huge run killer days. The probability was much higher than it is now.
So yeah, a lot of things to consider when routing. Especially pertaining to mana levels. So, this is Roger. I guess Roger, has a cult with some dead bears, and they worship this dog?
The Diggers, yep.
The Diggers, So, we're gonna be looking around for the dog, Lord Putty. Now, I just picked up a rotten meat. Yeah. First person to name the weapon gets the name. I'm trying to think of some past names that we've come up with. So yeah, something that's cool in this game is that there's different things. In some areas they're called boinks. But then in this cave, there's no boinks, I don't think. There's the Dudbear taxi service or whatever.
The Dudbear Express, yeah.
Express, yeah. So it's a little warp points to after you beat an event, they can show up, make our lives a little easier. Oh, did I not pick up the hammer? Because that would have been a really Rip Run, not Rip Run, but
Yeah, that would have. That is definitely a bit of a time loss if you don't pick up the hammer.
yeah. So I messed that up. So here I go. Hopefully the hammer's there.
It should still
No,
be
I
there.
did pick up the hammer. I wonder if I just
Okay.
didn't talk to Watts, but I warped. So
Ah,
oof.
you didn't talk to Watts before taking the express?
Well, I thought I was trying to talk to Watts, and it wasn't doing anything. So I was like, dang, did I get the hammer? And so I jumped the gun, went down there. The hammer wasn't there. I did go to the ship, though. So it must have been that I just didn't talk to Watts. I don't know.
Yeah, the Watts the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Watts has to tell you he lost his hammer.
Oh! Right. No, I did do that. Didn't I?
Okay.
Oh, let's find out. Definitely something wrong. It'd be cool if it showed in your inventory that you had it, but you couldn't use it, but you have it.
Yep, but it's quest item, so you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Watts can also be a little annoying because he jumps around in his workshop, so if you don't get him right when you walk in the door, right, like, he's, you missed him, and you have to catch him again.
Oh, dang. That could be what it is.
He'll come back, right? Like, he'll come back to that starting position, but it takes him a while.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a bad time.
Yeah, so that's what happened. That's what I did. So now we can temper.
Yep.
Well,
Watts will
almost.
in a second.
No.
Watts has to make us a workshop first.
Right.
Then he'll teach us.
Which this is pretty funny.
The Brady Games guide says forgetful to the point of senility or something to that effect. They're not wrong.
Yeah.
They'll pay for this.
Yeah, it's like he'll talk to you and then 2 seconds later, he'll forget.
Yep. No grave dirt, yay! My menuing will be clean.
You just gotta pick all the options here.
Yeah. Watts won't let you go until you've gotten all of his advice.
Yep. Gotta know every bit of information.
I do wonder if you can do the 1,000,000 strokes. Like, if you wait it out, does he let you go?
Yeah. If he says something
But
about it.
I've never wanted to try. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder, but I don't wonder that much.
yeah. Exactly.
Someday, maybe, I just turn it on in the background, come
Yeah.
back in a couple days.
Put it on turbo or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, in Quest 64 news, Rhea there was a Quest 64 run in Questing for Glory this week as well.
Yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, Rhea played it in Quest for Glory.
Yeah.
What category was it?
She's been trying to get a category, essentially a no major glitches category, going because she finds the no glitches category just very tedious on the agility front.
Yeah.
And the glitches category very RNG, right? Like, so it's kind of like, can we get something that's like a little bit of a compromise here?
Nice.
So she ran that, essentially a no major glitches category. So
very cool.
Stayed in bounds, but duped crystals.
Oh,
duped
nice.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Right.
Death dupe or whatever. Sweet.
Something like that.
Agility trick is kind of time consuming.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the details 'cause I'm not deep in the thing, but I know that
Right.
I know that that she's trying to kind of do a no major glitches thing because Bo fix.
That's cool. I learned like the first hour of it, and it really taught me a lot about like what's involved in the game, or I mean in the speedrun. Of course, here you can just say, "Oh, nothing." Uh-oh.
Okay, no spirit duplication. Thank you, Ria, for clarifying. So it's no spirit dupes and but the agility glitch instead.
My computer kind of acted like it crashed, but